Hey, okay, so I'm gonna talk about nice guys.
Here we go.
And by that, I want to make sure that you know I'm not talking about all guys who are nice. That would be ridiculously hard to make a generalization about people.
Yeah, generalizations can't be made according to womanists because generalizations mean that we're not all special snowflakes.
But I'm talking about a phenomenon with capitals, nice, capital guy. It's a coin. It's a term coined by feminists usually
Very awkward, but okay. Very awkward delivery, but sure.
to describe a certain kind of attitude that a lot of guys have. Not all, but so I'm just gonna when I say nice guys from here on out, that's what I'm referring to. I'm not trying to talk about all kind-natured men.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? And I'm sure she's going to go into this, but the idea is that a good natured man is the kind of man that does everything according to what women want, right? And nice guys, as she's referring to, these nice guys are bad according to her because they're not the kind of guys that do what women want. That would be my guess. Let's see where she actually goes with this.
um, what a nice guy is someone who is nice because they
He doesn't follow orders. That's he's so instead of doing as women want, he's acting according to what he wants. That this is what I guess she's gonna go into. But let's see.
think that it will attract women, or it will get them to sleep with them, or get them to date them. And when they realize that the woman that they're pursuing has put them in the the friend zone, they immediately think they're better than her, call her a bitch, put her down.
Again, this is a womanist construct, right? The idea that the nice guy, once he gets rejected by the girl, that he then turns around and becomes aggressive or mean, or he was just doing the nice stuff in order to get laid. Well, here's the thing, women. This plausible deniability crap that you do, it's now not hidden anymore. Men are starting to wake up to this kind of stuff and realize that being a nice guy, all it leads to is the friend zone. So, again, guys want to get laid. And even if a guy is a good person, even if he is nice, when he's interacting with a woman, that is what the purpose of the interaction is. Because there's no such thing as male friends. So, the idea that the guy having an agenda makes him not nice but actually mean, or actually an evil man, is just a ridiculous argument to make. Hello and welcome to the Helios blog. My name is Helios, here for another reaction video. If you're new to the channel, liking the content, please hit the sub, hit all for notifications. If you are listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. If you agree or disagree with my points, please leave a comment. That's what the comment box is for. And if you'd like me to comment on a video, compilation, blog post, Reddit post, please send it to theheliosblog@gmail.com. Let's continue.
In other words, they feel entitled to get her some sexual pleasure from her.
So this idea of men being entitled to women's bodies, no, actually. I would say the majority of men, 99.95% of men, are not entitled. They don't feel entitled to a woman's body. But women, on the other hand, they do feel entitled to being treated in the traditional manner. So they feel entitled to being treated nicely, to be given chivalrous gestures, to have their dinners paid for, to be protected for and provided for in relationships, and to not provide anything except for their bodies or their strong independent ways. So they expect that men fulfill their traditional role, but they don't want to fulfill their traditional role. That's the idea. Okay, let's continue.
Because they were nice to her.
That's false.
So okay, just to talk a bit more about it. Nice guys usually talk about how girls only go for jerks. I've gotten a few comments on my...
Okay, so this is immediately the ad hominems, right? If you are complaining about women actively choosing the men that they complain about, right? If you're the kind of guy that complains about this and says you should choose better men, you are the bad guy. You see? You are a nice guy in quotes, which is actually a bad man, right? Like, that's what she's trying to say. She's trying to say a man that dislikes women, he believes in this sort of thing, which obviously is false. And she's creating a straw man, right, of this nice guy to then attack, to then project her, dislike of this sort of behavior, so that she can extract the maximum attention, validation, and resources out of men to maximize her sexual strategy. That's the idea there.
My videos from guys saying that girls are too picky, that girls don't like nice guys.
They don't.
Well, I'll go into some other things later. And they do things so that someone will have sex with them.
They do, yeah.
So there's this idea that women should reward niceness with sex.
Again, yes, old relationships are transactional, right? Like, men are exchanging, like, their value, right? Like, the things that they have accrued for long-term access to bedroom fun. So relationships are inherently transactional. But this girl is getting the transaction wrong. It's not guys being nice and expecting bedroom fun for it. That's actually false. And again, it shows that the girl is clueless about what men are actually like. This is just womanist propaganda, basically. Okay, let's continue.
Which is a sexist idea, which I'll talk about a bit.
You see? So again, the idea is that men that don't do what women want, right, fulfill their strategy, those men are woman haters, is what she's implying here. And obviously it's false, right? Okay, we're going to go back to this in a sec. Let me read this article here. So I think its segue is really nice into what we're discussing, actually. So the article is Learn to Say No to Women. So again, this girl is talking about nice guys, right? And how nice guys are not rewarded, right? And that guys complain about this. And what I'm telling you guys is that you cannot be nice. Niceness is never rewarded. Whether you're a good person or, a bad person or whatever, regardless, if you show the nice guy behaviors, you're going to get in a bad way. You're going to be put in a bad position. And the way to prevent being put in that bad position, also known as the friend zone, is to learn how to say no. A lot of guys, they've been taught to not have boundaries with women. They've been taught to just let women do whatever they want, and to have whatever rules they want for the relationship, while they have no rules of their own. And so this is why it's important for you to learn to say no. So, onto the article. One of the most important skills a man can learn in his life is saying no. Even though you may want to sleep with a girl, if you can't say no to her, you're going to have a terrible relationship. Let me explain why saying no is so important. So boundaries are key to relationships, and this is obvious, and I put a wall here. Boundaries are key to relationships, and you need to have a firm barrier that no one can cross. It doesn't matter who the person is, how amazing or nice they are, they can't cross certain thresholds with you. That is what boundaries are. In the manosphere, this is known as frame. So if you have no boundaries, you have no frame. And if you have no frame, you're not able to control the way that the relationship goes. And so she controls it. And if she controls it, well, it's headed for a brick wall. You teach people how to treat you. So if they're crossing lines with you, you need to let them know. No one is attracted to or respects a doormat, and this is obvious, right? Any man that can be walked all over is not a man worthy of respect, and very often, these girls will push on you to see if you're a doormat, to see if they can friend zone you, so they can extract the resources without having to give you anything, right? And this is what the girl is getting at in her argument about the nice guys in the friend zone, right? You'll find that as you build up your value, your tolerance for BS will increase, and you won't accept second-rate treatment from anyone, such as womanists. When people know that you won't accept poor treatment, they'll change their behaviors around you. And that's them falling into your frame and you appearing as though you have gravitas, right? If she asks or demands something you don't like, say no. Women will demand things just to see if you'll say yes. So they'll demand, be a nice guy, suck up to me, put me on a pedestal. They won't say it directly, they'll say it indirectly, right? Like this girl is saying in her video, right? You are not a nice guy if you want something out of women, if you expect things out of women. They'll ask for more and more, upping the ante each time. There must be a boundary she cannot cross. Never let a girl get away with asking you or telling you to do something that you do not enjoy or are not comfortable doing. Once again, you're the gatekeeper of the relationship, and so you determine what behaviors keep her around. Just because you're having bedroom fun or she's being nice to you does not mean that she gets to demand things of you or to tell you to do things that you do not want to do. And do not allow women to control your every thought and action. Some men are so bad at saying no, they eventually get to a point where the woman is controlling their every thought and action. At that point, the man is a puppet controlled by his woman. Do not let this man be you. No woman should be able to command your actions. You are much more valuable than that, obviously. All right, let's go back to this girl's video here.
So, but how do you know if, I mean, I don't think that someone just is a nice guy, and that's like their whole being. I think everyone is a complex person, and I think because of the society we live in, someone who is a genuinely nice person might not even realize the way that their actions and their attitude towards women is objectifying them.
So again, the idea, she's using a bunch of womanist brainwashing terms, right? But the idea is this. Some men may not realize that they are not doing exactly as women want. So here, let me teach you how to do exactly what women want, which then will actually put you in the friend zone and make you miserable in your long-term relationships. She's not saying this, but if you look at her relationship history, I'll bet you dollars to donuts that she is choosing men that are not nice guys. Bet you 100%. Even though she's a proclaimed womanist that purports to like nice guys, not these evil guys that she's putting as nice guys in quotations, but you get what I'm talking about. Let's continue.
So that's why I want to talk about this, because I mean, I don't think that all nice guys are bad people. I just think that they're not doing exactly as women want and giving women maximal power and putting them maximally on pedestals and treating them as though they're queens without them having earned it. And so I need to teach you how to actually do that. That's what she's getting at here. A lot of them are misunderstanding where they are in relation to women.
Precisely. So notice how this whole womanist thing, the whole womanist religion, every single thing that it tries to say, everything, it's all about power. Notice, everything is about give us more power, treat us like we're above you, do for us more. This is the idea behind womanism. It's right here. She's saying it right here. Okay, let's continue.
And how they should be pursuing women and when they should.
You see? So she's trying to control how men pursue women, what men say, when they say it. You see? It's all about power. It's all about control. There is, like, do you see what I'm saying? That is the dogma of the womanist religion. It's do as we say. We know best. Women are on top. Women are to be worshipped. Women are to be put on pedestals. Do you see where I'm going with this? Okay, let's continue.
Back off. And I mean, most importantly, why they have these instincts and why they feel so passionately to be like, oh, you only like jerks, blah, blah, blah. Because it's not that this idea just popped into your head out of nowhere.
So what she's saying is that women don't actually like jerks. She's trying to muddy the waters, say that no, women don't actually like jerks. Ignore that. That's not reality. You're brainwashed by society to think that women only like jerks. Women actually like nice guys, but not the nice guys in the nice guy statement, you know, where they say like nice guys finish last. No. They like actual nice guys. And when a person is making such an argument, it's called a no true Scotsman fallacy, right? So the idea is she's saying not all nice guys finish last. A true nice guy would be loved by women, and these guys are not actual nice guys. You see, it's literally all logical fallacies, ad hominems, and orders, and the purpose of these is to gain power and control over men. There is nothing here that is constructive advice. It is all, don't you realize that you're doing it wrong? Don't you realize that you actually need to put us on pedestals? Don't you realize you actually need to worship us? That's what's actually happening here. Okay, let me go to this Tinder profile analysis. I wanted to add this for fun in the. So these are like joke Tinder profiles, but there's actually some real truth that can be analyzed here. Okay, some real important stuff. Now it's good that it doesn't show the girl's face because again, I don't want to dox anyone or show anybody's identity. So again, the face is cut off. But okay. So here it is. So this is Lauren here, 23. She's an arms dealer. So again, she's saying this as though it's a joke, right? So she thinks that when a man is reading this, that he'll be like, haha, so funny, right? Because she goes to Wichita State, right? But it's not actually funny. Because the girl implying that she sells arms is implying that she's violent. It's implying she's masculine. So that's actually a red flag. And then it says, hands down the best catch. Eyes 10 out of 10. Her face is cut off. There's no, you can't see them. Haha, so funny. Body 9 out of 10. Okay, that's, again, prideful. Like, we can't see her whole body, but presumably she's thin. So sure, okay, she has a nice body. But again, personality 20 out of 10. Oh, is she actually missing an arm? Oh, okay, I see. Okay, that is kind of a funny profile. But still, there's red flags. Sorry, guys. I mean, I didn't even notice that she was missing an arm, but still. Okay, that kind of makes it a little funny. Yeah, arms 1 out of 2. Personality 20 out of 10. So again, like the implications here, like despite, again, I feel so terrible, right? That the girl is, you know, she was certainly in an accident, right? That led to her losing her arm, and I feel terrible, and I'm sorry that happened to you. Nobody wants to be disfigured, and again, I'm sorry it happened. But it doesn't absolve you of having, you know, red flags or of having personality flaws, right? So again, if she says her personality is 20 out of 10, so you know she's prideful. And again, the body being 9 out of 10, also prideful. So again, this is the kind of girl that's going to give you a hard time, right? And then again, she has a tattoo as well. So these are all like red flags, right? So, something I also wanted to segue into is the idea that these girls, they want to say that they're strong and independent, right? And that masculine qualities make them more attractive. They want to imply that, right? By profiles like this, not realizing that it actually does the opposite. It actually makes them less attractive. Okay, anyway, back to this girl here, talking about nice guys in the friend zone.
This is something that you're I can't talk. Bombarded with, just in that women are always given the idea that we have to say no nicely. Men are allowed to, if a girl in a movie goes up to a guy, a nerdy girl goes up to a jock and asks him out, the jock never lets her down easy. He always, is like, no. And
okay, notice, okay? Notice the man that she's choosing to describe, okay? Just think about it for a second, okay? She literally just told on herself. She said, if the nerdy girl goes up and talks to the jock, she is, and look at the way that her eyes are looking, okay? You see how her eyes are looking up and right? Again, it implies she's going into her memory, right? She's talking about herself. She is the nerdy girl that's interested in jocks. She wants the jocks to be nice, but they're not. And then she is angry that in her comments, men are telling her the truth, that she's only attracted to jerks. You see, the jock never lets her down easy. That's the only guy that she responds to. It's the only guy she thinks about. It's the only guy she talks about. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, let's continue.
It's funny, and no one blames him for being like, why would I go out with you? But when a girl does that to a guy in the media, it's seen as very bitchy and cold, and girls are expected to always let guys down easy.
Yeah, in fact, actually, I would argue that in 2022, women are much more likely to let guys down hard, to reject them very cruelly. If you remember a few episodes ago, I did a commentary on a TikTok of the guy that tries to buy the girl the drink in the bar, and she just takes it and literally bodily turns away. She doesn't say thank you. She doesn't say anything. She literally takes it and then immediately turns away and continues talking to her friend, like the guy didn't even exist. That is letting a guy down hard. And that is much more cruel than saying no, even. That is straight, like, to everyone around, the situation looks dire. The guy looks like a total loser, right? So, no, in 2022, I think the man is much more likely to let the girl down easy, and the girl is much more likely to let the man down hard, based on womanist brainwashing. Women are much more masculine nowadays. So the example this girl is using is far-flung and far-fetched for 2022 society. In fact, she's actually using in the media, in the movies, right? She's not using a real-life example because she can't think of one in her real life. All right, let's continue.
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with letting someone down easy, but I do think that because of that, men are sent this message that a girl's answer when she says no, it shouldn't be taken that seriously, or they just don't.
No, that's not true. In fact, most men, 99.95% of men, will receive the hint. But this is the issue. The issue is that many women, they actually don't do the rejection. What they do is the guy is being nice to her, buying her nice things, driving her places, doing good things for her. And her, instead of telling the guy that she's not interested, she leads him on. And the express purpose of leading him on is keeping that attention, validation, free driving, free taxi services, butler services, etc. She's getting all the benefits of having a boyfriend without having to have a boyfriend. And that is a huge problem in 2022. So this girl, I don't even know. Okay. Let's go to the article. Can men be objectified by women? Can women objectify men? That's a question that gets asked a lot in womanist circles, and the answer isn't always easy, right? Because womanists have to rationalize how it's impossible for men to be objectified. Only women can be, right? Viewing it simply, one would think the answer is yes. You see what I'm saying, guys? Because if we define objectification as seeing people as no more than the sum of their parts and what the parts can do for you in a bedroom fun sense, then yes, of course women can objectify men. But they didn't see it that way. They have to rationalize much more than this. After all, there are women out there who use men for bedroom fun with little regards to their feelings, personalities, or desires, just as men do to women. And in fact, I would argue that this trend is much more common in 2022 than the other way around. I would argue that women do this more than men in 2022. And this recent ad, okay, whatever. Obviously, these men, the ones being used for bedroom fun and the ones laid out in all of their glory for the viewing pleasure of us ladies, are being objectified. Right? Unfortunately, it's not as simple as that. Oh, man. Never is with the womanist, is it? The difference between bedroom fun objectification and bedroom fun desire. They're two different things. Bedroom fun desire and attraction is normal and natural part of life. It involves two or more people stating their desire for one another and consenting to mutually agreed upon bedroom fun activity. So in the case of someone using the other for consensual bedroom fun, it's not true objectification because both parties have agreed to engage in the act. Okay, sure, let's see where they're going with this. Bedroom fun objectification, however, puts one person in the role of subject and the other in the person of object. In hetero coupled relationships, these roles are usually assigned to a man and woman. It requires that one person choose what they want in the bedroom and the other person is required to perform to the standards. And this kind of thinking permeates our culture so deeply that sometimes we don't even recognize it. To understand how objectification works, we have to start at the societal level. Okay, so I guess what they're trying to say is it's not our fault that we objectify men. Our culture teaches us to do it. I think that's the idea. So they're trying to minimize accountability and responsibility as much as possible. Okay, Bedroom fun, objectification as the status quo. The status quo of bedroom fun, objectification places the man as the subject and the woman as the object. This idea has been so ingrained in society that it's become part of our everyday culture. Bedroom fun, objectification is everywhere. We see it as a form of everyday advertising. Companies use scantily clad female models to sell their products, and we see this in both men and women's magazines. We see it on TV. Female characters, even powerful ones, wear low-cut shirts and tight clothing, while their male colleagues dress in normal business attire and loose clothing. It even shows up in our everyday actions, like when we tell girls in schools to dress a certain way to avoid distracting their male peers. Again, guys, this does not happen in 2022. In fact, you'd get cancelled just for saying that. You get fired. It doesn't happen. So even though male objectification occasionally occurs, usually in the form of advertising, we can't forget the context. Often, male objectification is done in the form of tongue-in-cheek references to ads that have objectified women for centuries. Right, so because it's only happened for a short time, it's not objectification. Like, what? Like, if you're mean to a person for just a short time, that's not mean. That's the argument that they're making here. Like, no, it is still mean. Okay. Okay, this is... Okay. Even if the man is objectified on occasion, it's not the same as living within its oppressive structure day in and day out, right? Because again, like, womanists constantly have to defer responsibility. It's not our fault, it's culture, etc. Alright, guys, I can't anymore. I'm done. We're going to end the video here. So again, if you're new to the channel, liking the content, please give me a sub, hit all for notifications. If you're listening on the podcast, give me a 5-star review, give me a follow. If you agree or disagree with my points, please leave a comment. That's what the comment section is for. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to listen to my content. Really do appreciate it, especially if you've gotten to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Please remember to do all of the following. Like the video for the algorithm. Comment on the video. I respond to all comments and I'll give you a heart. Subscribe and hit the bell so you can see my content on your feed. Check out all of my content on other platforms. It spreads the reach of the channel. YouTube, bit.ly/heliosyoutube. Rumble, bit.ly/heliosrumble. My blog is realheliosblog.com. My podcast, bit.ly/heliospodcast. My Patreon, patreon.com/theheliosblog. You can also support the show at bit.ly/heliosdonations and buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. Thank you so much for all of your support.